I'm Tallulah from the Teen Creative Agency at the MCA. Pretty fun, we're right here. So I'm going to be talking about youth and institution collaboration and what it means for our space to be youth-led, even as we are collaborating with an institution full of adults. So, what does effective youth-institution collaboration look like? Here are some photographs. But also, I will tell you a little bit about what that means to me. So first of all, respect and people listening to us and people hearing what we say, not just like letting it go in one ear and out the other. So in the MCA, they give us a lot of time and they listen to what we have to say. And we also use consensus process in a lot of our decision making, which is basically they don't make a decision without talking to all of us and making sure we're all on board before we move forward. And also, the great thing about the MCA is instead of having leaders who decide what the program will be, they have leaders who tell us what we have, and then we build from there. So we are given a platform as youth to create what we need out of this program and out of the MCA's resources. So what are the benefits of having a youth art program in an institution? You might think, yes, I can do all of this by myself, which is true. You can make an awesome program by yourself, as evidenced by many people here who have already told you that. However, it is much easier with visibility, access, and funding, the three things that the MCA does really well for us. So the first is visibility. Obviously, being on the website is one form of visibility, but visibility in the museum space, being in front of people who come here with our public programs. And then also visibility as in them supporting us, giving us space upstairs in the studios to do our work and to make whatever we want in the museum space. Second, accessibility. So they give us a lot of opportunities, learning in the museum, immersing ourselves in contemporary art, but also learning about art communities in Chicago. So we spend a lot of time on Recon, which is going outside of the MCA, learning about other art programs, visiting other art programs, and working with other youth. Finally, funding. We all love funding. So that helps make our programs awesome, bigger, better, have more materials, have more capacity for people, and also gives us stipends, which makes the MCA more accessible for all of us so we can get here, get home, use transportation. Funding is really important. Yes. So then, what are the benefits of having a youth art program in an institution primarily targeting adults? So the MCA is a museum that usually caters to adults. It's a space that adults come to look at art and talk about art, and yes, but it's also a space for youth, and that's really important. So bringing youth visibly into a museum like the MCA and showing the visitors that come here that the MCA is a space for youth, not just for adults, is awesome. Also, we get to have these really interesting, intense conversations with adults about what youth think and what our ideas for the future are. Like we had a program about capitalism in here, and it was really interesting to see what adults think about that versus youth. And finally, it makes youth more welcome in this space that is often very elitist and not available to them. Oh, sorry. How can youth have a stake in adult-run institutions? There are many, many ways, one of which is this badge. So having a badge being paid by the MCA makes us feel like we have as much agency and as much stake in this institution as any other adult in this building. Secondly, as I said before, respect and listening. Not only are we able to speak to visitors here and they trust us to put programs on in the museum about whatever we're passionate about, but we've also spoken to donors, and we speak to Lisa, who was the deputy director of the MCA, and we run through things with her, and we talk to all of these important people about what we think the changes in the MCA should be. So not just talking to visitors, but talking to the people who can create huge institutional change in this museum. Additionally, community. So these are some really cute pictures of our group, which is basically a family. Over time, we really bond because we come here every Saturday for the whole year. So we become a family, and that gives us a huge stake in this institution. And also, the post-TCA opportunities are really visible, and that makes people committed to the MCA as well. So one of them is TCA Apprentice, which I am now. After your 2 years in TCA, you can become something between a TCA member and an intern and really pursue your passions while working in the MCA still. Then there are also positions available as security or as people who are greeting at the MCA, so jobs, viable jobs in the museum. And then our leaders are really good about giving us opportunities and letting us know when there are chances for us to work in the museum or at other programs around the city. So it's really amazing that they share all of these things with us, and that makes us feel more invested with the museum. So thank you for listening to my presentation. It was really fun to hear all of you talk and to be here today. So here is a link, a QR code. In this QR code is the youth programming page on the MCA website, which also has an awesome video about youth programming. And then you can also follow TCA at MCA on Instagram, and that will tell you more about programs that are coming up. Finally, 21 Minus is awesome, a teen takeover of the entire museum with music, art, programs, anything you could ever want in one space. It happens every June, so check it out next June. Thank you, guys.